Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin shows a strong upward trend. The price has consistently broken through resistance levels and the forecast for the next week indicates continued upward momentum. The RSI consistently above 50 suggests a bullish trend, with values nearing 70 in recent days, indicating strong buying pressure. The Bollinger Bands have also widened, indicating increased volatility and a potential for further price movement. Given these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $92,700, placing a stop-loss order at $91,700 to mitigate potential losses if the price reverses. Our initial target price will be $98,400, aligning with the forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we will consider entering a long position at that level. Conversely, if the RSI reaches 80 or higher, suggesting an overbought condition, we will consider taking profits or tightening our stop-loss. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it could signal a buying opportunity. We will adjust our target price upwards to $98,900 if the price continues to move favorably, aligning with the forecast high. This dynamic strategy combines trend analysis, technical indicators, and price action to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum exhibits a volatile trend with periods of consolidation and significant price swings. The RSI consistently remains below 50, indicating a generally oversold condition. Considering the forecast prices, which project an upward trajectory, and the Bollinger Bands, which show the price nearing the lower band, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $1,690 with a stop-loss at $1,620, just below the support level, to mitigate potential losses if the price declines. The initial target price will be $1,770, aligning with the forecast for April 29, 2025, and the upper Bollinger Band. To refine this strategy, we'll implement a dynamic target price based on RSI and Bollinger Bands. If the RSI reaches 60, we will adjust the target price to $1,820, capitalizing on the upward momentum. If the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, we will take partial profits at $1,820 and set a new target price at $1,850, aiming to capture further gains. This layered approach, combining forecast data, technical indicators, and support/resistance levels, aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. This portfolio balances the potential for high returns with a robust risk management framework. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP shows a slight upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI fluctuating between 44.6 and 56.0 suggests the asset is neither significantly overbought nor oversold. Considering the Bollinger Bands, the price has recently been near the lower band, indicating a potential for a bounce. My strategy will be a combination of trend following and mean reversion. First, I will initiate a long position at $2.16, coinciding with the first forecast price. The stop-loss will be set at $2.08, just below the support level, to protect against a potential downward reversal. The initial target price will be $2.27, aligning with the forecast price for May 1, 2025. To refine this strategy, I will incorporate RSI signals. If the price drops and the RSI falls below 20, I will consider adding to the position at $1.86, the lower Bollinger Band. The stop-loss for this additional position will be adjusted to the entry price. Conversely, if the price reaches the upper Bollinger Band and the RSI exceeds 80, I will consider taking partial profits at $2.29. This layered approach allows for capitalizing on both the prevailing upward trend and potential short-term reversals, maximizing returns while managing risk effectively. The final target price will be $2.35, the resistance level. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB demonstrates a generally upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI consistently fluctuates, with recent values nearing the 50 level, suggesting neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands indicate increasing volatility, with the price recently approaching the upper band. Considering this, I propose a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Band signals. We'll initiate a long position at $606, coinciding with the first forecast price. A stop-loss order will be placed at $591, just below the established support level, to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be $618, aligning with the recent resistance level. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI-based adjustments. If the RSI drops below 40, indicating an oversold condition, we'll lower the stop-loss to $586, the center of the Bollinger Bands, to protect gains. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 70, signaling an overbought condition, we'll raise the target price to $619, the highest point of the Bollinger Bands in the recent past. This dynamic approach, combining trend analysis with volatility indicators, aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively, potentially yielding significant profits on BNB. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana shows a clear upward trend with recent price fluctuations. The RSI consistently above 50 indicates bullish momentum, with values nearing 65, suggesting a strengthening trend. The forecast for the next week predicts continued upward movement, with prices potentially reaching $164. Considering the support level at $143 and the resistance at $178, a strategy focused on capitalizing on short-term pullbacks while maintaining an overall bullish outlook is recommended. Therefore, I propose a combined strategy utilizing RSI and Bollinger Bands for optimized returns. We will enter a long position at $149, coinciding with the initial forecast price and a potential pullback from recent highs. A stop-loss will be placed at $143, just below the established support level, to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be $158, aligning with the midweek forecast. If the price breaks through $158, we will adjust the target to $163, and finally to $164, capitalizing on the full forecast potential. This strategy combines the strengths of both technical indicators, providing a balance between risk management and profit maximization. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin demonstrates a potential for upward momentum. The RSI has been trending upwards, moving from 44.9 to 60.8, indicating strengthening bullish sentiment. Furthermore, the forecast prices predict a continuation of this trend, with values reaching $0.192. Considering the support price of $0.178 and the resistance price of $0.198, a strategy focusing on capitalizing on upward movements seems prudent. I recommend a long position entry at $0.174, placing a stop-loss at $0.17 to mitigate potential downside risk. The initial target price should be $0.184, aligning with the forecast price and providing a reasonable profit margin. To refine the strategy, we incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price has been consistently moving towards the upper band, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price appreciation. A secondary target price of $0.19 can be set if the price breaks above $0.184. I suggest a portfolio with 60% allocation to the RSI strategy, 30% to the Bollinger Band strategy, and 10% as a reserve for adjusting positions based on real-time market conditions. This diversified approach aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano demonstrates a strengthening upward trend. The price has been fluctuating within a range but consistently showing higher highs and higher lows. The RSI has been trending upwards, indicating increasing bullish momentum, and currently sits around 61.5, suggesting the asset is approaching overbought territory but not yet saturated. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, which often precedes a significant price movement. Considering the forecast, the price is expected to continue its upward trajectory, potentially reaching $0.755. Therefore, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $0.684 on April 25, 2025. To manage risk, a stop-loss should be set just below the lower Bollinger Band, at $0.65. This provides a buffer against short-term volatility while still protecting against a significant downturn. The target price will be set at $0.755, aligning with the forecast high. If the price reaches this target, consider taking profits. If the RSI reaches 80, consider taking partial profits and tightening the stop loss to protect gains. This strategy combines technical indicators and forecast data to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a slight upward trend with price fluctuations. The RSI consistently stays between 50 and 67, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been relatively stable, with the price fluctuating within the bands. Considering these factors, I propose a moderately bullish strategy. We will initiate a long position when the RSI dips below 55, targeting the resistance level of $0.248. Specifically, we will enter at $0.245, set a stop loss at $0.239, and aim for a target price of $0.248. To refine the strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price touches the lower band, it suggests a potential oversold condition, reinforcing our entry signal. Conversely, if the price approaches the upper band, it might indicate a potential resistance. Therefore, we will adjust our target price based on the Bollinger Bands. If the price reaches the upper band, we will take partial profits and move our stop loss to the center of the Bollinger Bands. This dynamic approach will help us maximize returns while minimizing risk, potentially yielding a high return on investment. Based on the historical data and forecast, SUI demonstrates a clear upward trend, particularly evident in the recent surge from $2.06 to $3.33. The RSI consistently climbed above 45, reaching a high of 74.8, indicating strong bullish momentum. The forecast projects further price increases, with anticipated values ranging from $2.81 to $3.66. Considering the support price of $3.06 and a resistance of $5.01, I recommend a strategy focused on capitalizing on this upward trend. We will implement a combination of RSI and Bollinger Band strategies, with a slight emphasis on the RSI for precise entry and exit points. Our portfolio will include 3 distinct positions. First, enter a long position at $2.81, with a stop loss at $2.75 and a target price of $3.2. This strategy utilizes the initial forecast price and the lower Bollinger Band as a safety net. Second, when the RSI reaches 60, enter a long position at $3, with a stop loss at $2.95 and a target price of $3.4. This leverages the momentum indicated by the RSI. Finally, if the price reaches $3.66, enter a long position with a stop loss at $3.6 and a target price of $4. This position aims to capture the potential for further upward movement based on the forecast. This diversified approach balances risk and reward, maximizing potential returns while mitigating downside risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Chainlink exhibits a clear uptrend. The price has been consistently moving upwards, breaking through resistance levels. The RSI values have generally increased, indicating strengthening momentum, although they have recently approached overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been fluctuating within a widening range, suggesting increasing volatility. Considering these factors, I propose a bullish strategy focused on capitalizing on the ongoing upward trend. We will initiate a long position at $14.3, coinciding with the first forecast price. A stop loss will be set at $14.8, just above the support level, to mitigate potential losses if the trend reverses. The initial target price is $15.7, aligning with the forecast price and a reasonable profit margin. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate dynamic adjustments based on the RSI and Bollinger Bands. If the RSI exceeds 80, indicating an overbought condition, we will consider taking profits or tightening the stop loss. Conversely, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, signaling a potential oversold condition, we may consider adding to our position. If the price reaches $15.7, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $14.3 to secure profits. The final target price will be $15.9, based on the last forecast price, maximizing potential returns while managing risk. This approach combines technical indicators with forecast data to create a robust and adaptive investment strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, Injective exhibits a clear upward trend. The price has been consistently increasing from $8.24 to a forecast of $10.6. The RSI values are generally trending upwards, moving from 43.1 to 65.0, indicating strengthening momentum. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price movement. Considering the current RSI of 65.0, which is nearing the overbought level of 80, and the forecast prices consistently above $9.37, I recommend a long position. We will enter a long position at $9.37, placing a stop-loss order at $9.33 to mitigate potential losses if the price reverses. The initial target price will be $10.4, aiming to capture a significant portion of the anticipated upward movement. To optimize returns and manage risk, we will implement a dynamic target price strategy. Once the price reaches $10.4, we will move the stop-loss to the break-even point, effectively protecting our initial investment. We will then adjust the target price to $10.6, capitalizing on the forecast price. This strategy combines RSI and Bollinger Bands analysis with a dynamic stop-loss and target price approach, maximizing potential profits while minimizing downside risk. The overall portfolio will prioritize this long position due to the strong upward trend and positive forecasts, allocating approximately 70% of the total capital to this trade. The remaining 30% will be kept in reserve for potential adjustments or alternative opportunities. Based on the historical data and forecast, Worldcoin demonstrates a generally upward trend, particularly evident in the recent price surge to $0.916. The RSI values, while fluctuating, have largely moved above the 40 level, indicating strengthening momentum. Considering the forecast prices, which consistently predict values above $0.833, I recommend a long position strategy. The initial entry price should be set at $0.833, coinciding with the first day of the forecast period. A stop-loss order should be placed at $0.818, just below the established support level, to mitigate potential losses if the price reverses. The target price is set at $0.94, aligning with the highest forecast price and a significant upward movement. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price consistently trading near the upper band suggests bullish momentum. Therefore, we will use a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands for enhanced precision. If the RSI falls below 40 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it signals a potential buying opportunity. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 80 and the price reaches the upper Bollinger Band, it suggests a potential selling opportunity. The final portfolio will prioritize the long position strategy with an entry price of $0.833, a stop-loss at $0.818, and a target price of $0.94, adjusting based on RSI and Bollinger Band signals for optimal risk-reward ratio. Based on the historical data and forecast, Axelar shows a slight upward trend with periods of volatility. The RSI indicates that the asset is currently in a neutral to slightly overbought territory, fluctuating between 34.8 and 56.5. The Bollinger Bands suggest periods of contraction and expansion, indicating potential price swings. Considering the support price of $0.287 and the resistance price of $0.423, a strategy focusing on short-term gains within this range is advisable. I propose a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Band signals. The strategy will involve entering a long position when the RSI dips below 30 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, indicating a potential oversold condition. For example, if the RSI falls to 28 and the price reaches $0.274, enter a long position with an entry price of $0.274. Set a stop-loss slightly below the lower Bollinger Band at $0.268 to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be set at the middle Bollinger Band, around $0.322. If the price continues to rise and reaches the upper Bollinger Band, around $0.379, consider adjusting the target price to $0.384. This combined approach leverages both momentum and volatility indicators to maximize potential returns while managing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bittensor exhibits a strong upward trend. The price has consistently broken through resistance levels, reaching $359 on April 24, 2025. The forecast for the next week projects further increases, with prices expected to reach $389 by May 1, 2025. Considering the RSI, which peaked at 74.0 on April 24, 2025, indicating overbought conditions, and the Bollinger Bands, where the price is currently near the upper band, a strategic approach is to implement a short-term pullback strategy. I recommend entering a short position at $351, placing a stop loss at $340 to protect against a sudden reversal, and setting a target profit at $338. To enhance the portfolio's efficiency, I suggest incorporating an RSI-based strategy. When the RSI falls below 20, indicating an oversold condition, I recommend entering a long position. Conversely, when the RSI exceeds 80, signaling an overbought condition, I advise initiating a short position. Given the current upward trend and the forecast, a long position is more favorable. Therefore, if the price retraces to $351 and the RSI dips below 20, enter a long position with a stop loss at $340 and a target price of $377. Combining these two strategies will create a balanced and adaptive portfolio, capitalizing on both short-term pullbacks and the prevailing upward trend. Based on the historical data and forecast, THORChain shows a clear upward trend with recent price increases. The RSI consistently moved above 50, indicating bullish momentum, and the forecast predicts further gains. The support price is stable at $1.26, while the resistance fluctuates around $1.59. Considering the upward trend, I recommend a long position. We will implement a strategy combining RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. The entry price will be $1.31, coinciding with the start of the forecast period and a recent upward movement. The stop loss will be set just below the support level at $1.25 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be the resistance level of $1.59, aiming for a significant profit. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, we will adjust the target price to $1.6. Conversely, if the RSI reaches 80, suggesting overbought conditions, we will tighten the stop loss to $1.28. The portfolio will be 60% based on the long position, 30% in cash, and 10% allocated to a hedging strategy using inverse ETFs to protect against unexpected downturns. This diversified approach balances potential gains with risk management, aligning with a high-return investment strategy. Based on the historical data and forecast, Pudgy Penguins shows a clear upward trend. The price has been consistently moving higher, with the forecast indicating further gains in the coming week. The RSI consistently above 40 indicates a bullish momentum. The Bollinger Bands are widening, suggesting increased volatility and potential for price movement. Considering the support price of $0.00628 and the resistance price of $0.00924, we should implement a strategy that capitalizes on this upward trend. My recommended strategy is a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands. I suggest entering a long position at $0.0063, coinciding with the start of the forecast period and the lower Bollinger Band. The stop loss should be placed just below the support level at $0.0061 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price is set at $0.0074, aligning with the forecast high and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches this target, we can consider moving the stop loss to break even and potentially setting a second target price at $0.0079, based on the forecast. This strategy combines technical indicators with price forecasts to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, POL, XMATIC, exhibits a clear uptrend, particularly noticeable in the last week with significant price jumps. The RSI consistently moved above 50, indicating strengthening momentum. The Bollinger Bands show the price recently breaking out of the lower band, suggesting a potential continuation of the upward trajectory. Considering this, I recommend a long position strategy. We will initiate a long position at $0.223, coinciding with the first forecast price. A stop-loss order will be placed at $0.21, just below the lower Bollinger Band from April 24, 2025, to protect against potential downside risk. The initial target price will be $0.256, aligning with the forecast price for May 1, 2025. To maximize potential gains, we will implement a dynamic target price strategy. If the price reaches $0.256, we will move the stop-loss to break even at $0.223 and set a new target at $0.265, the final forecast price. This approach allows us to lock in profits while participating in further upside potential. The support price of $0.241 acts as a secondary support level, reinforcing the bullish outlook. This strategy combines technical indicators and forecast data to capitalize on the current upward trend in POL, XMATIC, providing a balance of risk management and profit maximization. Based on the historical data and forecast, STAX shows a clear uptrend, breaking through the resistance level of $0.874. The RSI consistently above 50 indicates strong momentum, and the forecast prices predict further increases. Considering the current price of $0.869, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $0.873. Place a stop-loss order at $0.84 to protect against potential downside risks. The initial target price should be $0.933, aligning with the forecast for May 1, 2025. To refine the strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price has been consistently trading within the bands, indicating volatility. If the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, consider taking partial profits at $0.9. If the price falls towards the lower band, it could signal a temporary pullback, but maintain the long position with the stop-loss adjusted to the lower Bollinger Band level. This combined RSI and Bollinger Bands approach offers a balanced strategy, capitalizing on the uptrend while managing risk effectively. The final target price is $0.933. Based on the historical data and forecast, SUI demonstrates a clear upward trend, particularly evident in the recent surge from $2.06 to $3.33. The RSI consistently climbed above 45, reaching a high of 74.8, indicating strong bullish momentum. The forecast projects further price increases, with anticipated values ranging from $2.81 to $3.66. Considering the support price of $3.06 and the resistance of $5.01, I recommend a strategy focused on capitalizing on this upward trend. We will implement a combination of RSI and Bollinger Band strategies, with a slight emphasis on the RSI for precise entry and exit points. Our portfolio will include 3 distinct positions. First, enter a long position at $2.81, with a stop-loss at $2.75 and a target price of $3.2. This strategy utilizes the initial forecast price and the lower Bollinger Band as a safety net. Second, when the RSI reaches 60, enter a long position at $3, with a stop-loss at $2.95 and a target price of $3.4. This leverages the momentum indicated by the RSI. Finally, if the price reaches $3.66, enter a long position with a stop-loss at $3.6 and a target price of $4. This position aims to capture the potential for further upward movement based on the forecast. This diversified approach balances risk and reward, maximizing potential returns while mitigating downside risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Artificial Superintelligence Alliance exhibits a strong upward trend, breaking through the resistance level of $0.721. The RSI consistently rises, indicating increasing buying momentum. The forecast prices predict a continued ascent, with a peak near $0.739 by May 1, 2025. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $0.633, placing a stop-loss order at $0.552, just below the support level, to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price is set at $0.71, aligning with the forecast price and the previous resistance level. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the lower band, it signals a potential oversold condition, confirming our entry point. The strategy will be adjusted dynamically. If the price reaches $0.71, we will move the stop-loss to the center of the Bollinger Bands, around $0.688, to secure profits and ride the upward trend. Our final target price will be $0.739, based on the forecast. This combined strategy leverages RSI for trend identification and Bollinger Bands for risk management and profit maximization, aiming for high returns while minimizing risk.